This is Max the BCFC, just gonna be giving you my thoughts and opinions on Sarri because, as you know, that he's now going to be leaving. Whether it's this week or next week or the week after, I don't know. Hot 48 hours. We've been talking about, like last season. It was hot 48 hours in the next 48 hours, next 48 hours. But he should be going, whether it's in this 48 hours or the 48 hours after that or the 48 hours that we don't know. But he's gone, so he'll be joining Juventus soon. So here's my thoughts on Sarri's season at Chelsea. When we were first linked to him, I was quite excited because the style of football that he was playing at Napoli was quite good to watch. And Chelsea in the past few years, with the managers they had, were very sort of a pragmatic style of football. So this guy was coming in to bring in the beautiful game, a game of proactive front foot football. So I think a lot of people were excited by that, and they were willing to give him a chance to implement his style. So, we heard a lot of things like trust the process. It may not happen straight away, but if we stick with him, it'll be worth it. So, okay, the first few couple of months went quite well, and even got a record for the longest streak without losing a match for a new manager, which was great. So a lot of teams were just getting used to what Sarri ball was all about. I thought we had some good matches, some matches where we were good in patches, but Liverpool game, for instance, I thought that was our best match under Sarri, the 1-1 draw, where we were constantly playing through the Liverpool press, which is no mean feat because we know how good Liverpool like to press, but we were calm in possession, we were moving the ball around at the back, and we were breaking through at will, and we resulted in a good Hazard goal, and Hazard should really have sewn the game up with a second before that wonder strike by Sturridge. But yeah, I was looking at that game and thought, if this is what Sarri ball is all about, yeah, I'm all for it. So yeah, good results continue, but then the wheels started to come off, and it started against West Ham in a 0-0 draw, and this is where Sarri ball was eventually found out. So what Pellegrini did, he man-marked Jorginho, and he sort of loaded up the left-hand side so that we can channel our play to the right. And that's where problems started to come, because by man-marking Jorginho, all our play went through Jorginho, and so all the passing lanes were blocked off, and Jorginho was getting caught in possession or had to rush his passing. And by channeling the play down the right-hand side, our right-hand side wasn't as effective as the left. So we had Azpilicueta, good defensively, but not very good coming forward. His crossing leaves a lot to be desired. We had Kante, again, very good as a holding defensive midfielder. He was adapting to a new role as a box-to-box player. One fault in this game is creative spark. He hasn't got a great creative spark. So teams knew that, and they knew that he wasn't really going to create a lot going forward. And Willian, who's quite inconsistent, hit and miss. Again, his crossing is hit and miss, sometimes good, sometimes a lot of times bad. And so yeah, it's not, obviously we had Hazard on one side and Willian on the other side. It's like chalk and cheese. So they got a lot of joy in that game, and it nullified our attacking instincts, and they were able to come away with a 0-0 draw. So a lot of teams watched the way that West Ham approached that game and came in with similar tactics. Stop the person who's orchestrating the moves, which is Jorginho, channel the attack to the right-hand side, and you stop Chelsea. So as the season went on, teams were frustrating us. We weren't as potent as we were in attack. And because we were playing this sort of, trying to play this progressive style for football, in transition, we were caught. We were caught at the back a lot. We were being very exposed at the back. So the game against Bournemouth was a pinnacle for that, where they sort of did a job on us and beat us 4-0. Where again, as I said, they stopped us from attacking. And in transition, though, they were more clinical. They were quicker. And a lot of times we were caught one defensively, one versus one. And to the likes of Louise, Rudiger were exposed. I'm not blaming them, it's just because it was so easy to bypass the midfield and create these situations. Had Sarri at that time had a plan B and was willing to change his style, then I think a lot more people would have been on his side. But no, he became very stubborn. And to make things worse, he just picked the same starting 11 week in, week out. And it was, we knew what he was going to do. We even knew what substitutes he was going to make, and we even knew what minute he was going to make the subs. So the biggest joke was Barkley for Kovacic, Kovacic for Barkley, Kovacic for Barkley, Barkley for Kovacic. And it was always going to be around about the 60-minute mark. Not once and the whole season, not once did he change from his rigid 4-3-3. He didn't try like three at the back sometimes, or even putting on an extra striker if required. It was just like for like substitutions. So I think that's where when the fans started to get disgruntled. There were some fans who didn't take to him from the beginning, because obviously he didn't come in with a winning pedigree. But I think most fans were willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, as I was. But they were very frustrated by his stubbornness and his lack of invention. So, as I said, that's when all the voices of dissent were coming out. And the fact that he wasn't playing the younger players. I know a lot of these Sarri people will say, oh yeah, he gave youngsters a chance. No, he didn't really give youngsters a chance. The only reason he started to play Callum Hudson-Odoi was because of the interest from Bayern Munich. Had it not been for the interest from Bayern Munich, Callum Hudson-Odoi wouldn't have been anywhere near the first team. So, and the irony of it is when Callum Hudson-Odoi and Ruben Loftus-Cheek came into the team, we were totally different. All the things that Sarri ball is about came into fruition when these two players started to play regularly. We started to move the ball around quicker. Our play was more inventive, and our attacking was more fluent. So, but it was too little too late, really, because I think by that time, a lot of the fans were kind of disgruntled by his methods. So, okay, we had a couple of good games, I think against Brighton and Huddersfield, I think it was, where we played these guys and we were playing a bit more fluently. But all it took was for one bad result, and again, the crowd were on his back. I remember the first half against Watford, where the fans were again showing their discontent. So for me, I think had Sarri been more flexible from the beginning, had he introduced the likes of Hudson-Odoi and Ruben Loftus-Cheek earlier in his tenure, then I think that he would have gained more favour with our fan base, and I think they would have taken to him more. And one of the other things I'd like to say about Sarri was he did not embrace himself to the supporters. And that is very important. First of all, you've got to engage yourself with the support. If you look at Jurgen Klopp, when Jurgen Klopp came to Liverpool, the first thing he did was got the fan base on side. If you look at what Pep did with Manchester City, first thing he did was get the fan base on side. If you're going through a process of change, you need the fans to work with you. So if the fans are on your side, they'll be more willing and more patient. They'll be more patient with you and more willing to accept the change process. But I think the fact that he disregarded the fans and their opinions, he disadvantaged himself by doing that. I wish him all the best at Juventus. It could have been good. It could have been a great marriage. But as I said, had he done a lot of the things that I spoke about earlier, then I think that we wouldn't be talking about Sarri leaving now. I think he'd have had that second season, and I think a lot of these Sarri ins are being a bit unfair to a lot of people, because a lot of people were patient with him up to a point, but your patience does run out when you see a stubborn old mule not willing to change. So there comes a point when people say enough is enough. And so, as I said, I was willing to give him that chance, but, there's only so far that you can go. So anyway, best of luck, Sarri, in your new job. And I'm hoping that the new manager that comes in to Chelsea is someone who can carry on the work. And we need to, as I said, carry on changing our style to a more progressive style. So there's been talks about people like Allegri and people like that. But we don't want to go down that road again, because that's just saying that we've gone from trying to change our style to be more progressive to going back to a manager who's more pragmatic. So let's carry on this process. Okay, it didn't work out with Sarri, but let's bring somebody in who's going to carry on that momentum and try and move this project forward, because we want to see good football at Chelsea, but we also want to see winning football at Chelsea. So let's keep the blue flag flying high. Comment below and let me know if I was talking a load of rubbish, or I was waffling on or whatever, and let me know your thoughts and opinions. Remember to like and subscribe as well. Thank you. Bye-bye.